and their service of what they've done for us, not only as a nation, but as us as a country. So the song is called Going to War.
Good morning, Lenny Dixon, United States Navy, Desert Shield, Desert Storm.
Good morning, John Sutton, United States Navy, Vietnam War.
Good morning. My name is Richard LeClaire, and like my father before me, I served in the U.S. Air Force.
Good morning. I'm Colin Lawrence. I served in the Navy from 2010 to 2014.
Gary Grant, United States Marine Corps, Vietnam.
Jeffrey Jansen, U.S. Army Infantry. I'll leave it there.
John Sweeney, TM2, Petty Officer Second Class, in the United States Navy from 1983 to 1987.
Matthew Johnson, U.S. Navy, Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom.
Good morning, Henry Dixon, United States Air Force, Commander, Post 33.
Richard Owen, U.S. Navy.
Cranium, U.S. Army Drill Sergeant, Fort Dix, New Jersey, 82 to 88.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Madeline. My traditional name is Watlema. I am 2025 to 2026 Lummi Stylish Princess.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Harlow Lummi, and I am this year's 2025 to 2026 Junior Stylish Princess.
My name is Desmond Jones, and thank you all for being here. And I would like to call down Hyolsa and Yellow Tias up to respect.
Patrol, I want to thank each and every one of you that are here today, especially our veterans. We appreciate you, we honor you, and I want you kids to understand why you're here. You're honoring our veterans that serve the services. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. So show respect to them. Pay attention. One day you might be there. So keep your phones off, pay attention to what's going on today. And I thank you littles for being so respectful. Thank you for sitting there and listening. I love you. I love you kids too. You guys, just pay attention now and learn. Learn from these men and women. Bye, Chica. I love you.
Morning, everybody. I'd just like to follow along with Grandma Shirley and thank the veterans for what you did, since you did. I'd like to thank the singers for the work that you did this morning. There's just to share with the place of learning where we're at today. You always hear Dr. Layton say that middles is sacred to all of us. What that means is everything that's got four corners and we sit like where we're sitting makes this floor sacred, a place of learning. Whether it be here, Wachsleum, Stammish Grounds, or Winter Homes, a place of learning. You're always told to come in here with good feelings. You're told to respect yourself and others, meaning not to talk, visit. Because somebody sitting next to you might need to hear something that's going to be said on the floor. That's the importance of respect. That's the
My name is Delisha Chair, and my traditional name is Siafoet. I'd like to call down our chairman, Sasamton.
Good morning, my dear friends and relatives. My name is Sadsinton. My name is Tony Hilaire, Chairman of the Lummi Indian Business Council, here with my fellow council members, Vice Chairman Adams and Councilman Washington. We want to thank you all for being here today. Thank you to the Lummi Nation School faculty and staff, and thank you to our elders for paving the way for us to be here today. And thank you very much to the students, our children here at Lummi, for coming together this morning with one heart and one mind, with nothing but appreciation and gratitude and remembrance of all those who sacrificed their lives so that we could live ours. And our veterans here, you know, they gave up the life that they were living, and they also gave up the life that they could have lived in service of military, in service of this country. And it's important to remember how much that they have given up just for us to have this, for us to have our home, to have everything that we have that defines us as a Lummi people. And I cannot thank Anton George and his family enough for bringing their gift into our home this morning. It's one of the most important things that we can do as a people. It's one of the most important things we can do as a government of Lummi Nation. This is what separates us from the rest of the world, when we come together with good feelings and good heart. And all we want to do is recognize and acknowledge our veterans, that we do it our way, that we do it the way that we were taught by our elders and our ancestors. We're sustaining our way of life in this time today. And we often think of our veterans, we think about war, we think about the battle that they went through, we think about their service in military, but we also have to think about when they come home. Think about the battle that still continues for our well-being, the battle that still continues for everything that we have here at Lummi that must be protected. They are our warriors, and so the work doesn't stop just because a war is over or a battle has ended. It continues throughout our lives, and so not only is it a time for acknowledgement and remembrance, but it's also a time for us to commit and say what we're going to do, and also give back to those who have served in military, and make sure that their lives, their livelihood is well throughout the rest of their history here. So on behalf of the Lummi Indian Business Council, on behalf of this great nation, again, thank you all the Lummi Nation School, and thank you to our veterans. Thank you.
I would like to call out Qualcomm, Henry Dixon, yeah, from U.S. Air Force. Qualcomm. Oh.
Good morning. Well, Tanasna, Ichas Lamisan, Ichas Shashwapolitans. First of all, thank you all for coming this morning, for being here. What we always say here at Lummi, just showing up, just being here is medicine. It's helping our warriors back here, showing them that support, giving them that strength. I know some of you were hoping that this assembly would be no spelling test. And while I can't promise that we are here for something more important, way more important, honoring our veterans. Tomorrow is Veterans Day, a day when we say Aichka to the brave men and women who have served in our military, those who have protected our lands, our people, and our way of life. And here at the Lummi Nation School, that means something extra special. Native people have a long and proud tradition of military service. In fact, Native American peoples serve in the U.S. Armed Forces at a higher rate than any other group in the country. That's right, our warriors have always stood strong. From the canoe to the battlefield, from the drum circles to the front lines. Now I know you're thinking, wait, does this mean that we get out of math today? Nice try, but no. Veterans didn't fight for the freedom from math. They fought for our freedom to learn and to grow and to be proud of who we are. Lummi strong. To our youngest students, you can honor veterans by learning their stories and asking questions. To our older students, you are the next generation of leaders. Veterans Day reminds us that leadership begins with service, whether it's in your school, in your community, or in one day in uniform. What's really amazing is that veterans are real-life superheroes. They don't always wear capes, but they do wear courage, strength, and a whole lot of heart. And like the superheroes in the movies, these heroes are real. Some of them are sitting right here today with us. They are our uncles, our aunties, our grandparents, even our teachers and our neighbors. So today, if you see a veteran, give them a big smile. And if you're feeling brave, offer a handshake. Just say thank you. And to our veterans, especially those from Lummi, we honor you, and we thank you, and we carry your strength with us every day. Let us move forward together, united in our mission, and inspired by the legacy of those who came before us. Happy Veterans.
I want to thank our speakers before that came up. I'd like to call down Wailano, the history of Samish.
Haishka Siakawit, that's a collection. Ice Machil, Ushala Matisa Naquilia, that's a Quintus Athla. Haishka, Tsananina, Eats a Salala. Haishka, it's a collection. So Poangus, Stamish Ala, Swam. Wailano Tanasnat. E to Quackwe season. E Utatasin Quintus now. Naslactamis Chilangan. E to Lummi Tassin. The Steetumson Sin Qualnese. Always. I just want to thank each and every one of you for the invitation, for our veterans to be here, and for the opportunity to share a bit of our veterans' history with the school, the students, our leadership. I was explaining that I was a bit young. It doesn't feel like that anymore on some mornings. I'm still learning. And it's very important that what's coming out here today kind of resonates with each and every one of you. in some way. I will start with Lummi has a long history of protecting these lands. Before there was a U.S. flag that we honor today, that we served under for folks that are more recently veterans, we've had a history of defending this territory. I have to say, I talked with other leaders from different tribal communities. Some of them passed on about 15 years ago now. They said Lummi was known for defending the territory, that when the tribes from the north would come down, the other tribes would head upriver, and Lummi stayed and fought. Smatson, proud. That's who we are. We've always defended our community, our lands, our families. It wasn't a political agenda, it was for our survivability of our people. And because of that, each of us are here today. Because of those past warriors and what they did to ensure our survivability. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here having this assembly, this calf, this gathering, to share some of the teachings. We are not a conquered people. Lummi Nation has never gone to war against the United States. We've never been defeated in battle by the United States. We are a proud, unconquered people. So when we talk about Treaty Day in a few months, remember that. We are not a conquered people. I'm here this morning really to talk a bit about Stomach and how we got to where we're at with Stomach today. We have 79 years of Stomach behind us. The first 3 years were at Gooseberry Point. But there was a conversation that was had about where to move Stomach, and it wasn't always a pretty history. There was some back and forth about where we should locate the Stomach grounds. We had the old canoe shed. I think the yellow TUs can speak to where that might have been, over at Puxan, over by Dana's place. Yeah. That was the original canoe shed. They used to come all the way around and come here to honor our veterans. We had veterans serve in the Spanish-American War. That would be 1898. Granted, the war was only 3 months, 3 weeks, and 1 day long, but we had tribal members serving in the Spanish-American War. We had tribal members that served in World War I. History question. When did Native Americans become citizens of the United States, whether we wanted to or not? 1924. In 1919, our World War I veterans came home, and they were offered citizenship if they chose it, for having served our great nation in World War I. It would be a few years later that we would have the Citizenship Act, where we became citizens of the United States. So our history as veterans in defending our territory and standing up for our families, standing together, goes way back before we start keeping history under this flag. I'm honored to have been here today. I didn't mean to ramble, but this just comes out the way it's meant to sometimes, CM. I will get back to Stomach though. We were very fortunate. Out of about 104 World War II veterans, out of a community of about 720, for you mathematicians, that's about 14% of our community, went to war in World War II. I call them the greatest generation. I want to explain something that our elders shared with me. When they left to go to war here in Lummi, we didn't have indoor plumbing. We didn't have electricity. And they went off to war, and they had some of those things. Of course, they also had some things flying at them they didn't care for. But they became accustomed to that, and then they come back home to our community again. water, sewer, power, indoor bathrooms. Yeah, those were all luxuries to have that they didn't have. And they came back and they helped build our community that way. They held up our community. And part of Squamish is to recognize what our men and women who served in World War II accomplished when they came home. We are very fortunate to not have any Gold Star mothers from that conflict. We can't say the same about Korea or Vietnam. A Gold Star mother or parent is someone who has lost their child in the service of our country in the time of war. And we acknowledge that in Memorial Day up at the cemetery. I know many of us were taught during Memorial Day you go and you take care of your loved ones' grave sites after they've passed. It's really about honoring our war dead, our veterans that gave the ultimate sacrifice in service of our country. So please keep that in mind when you're up there. And it's always a good thing to take care of our relatives. 79 years of Squamish. We didn't always have a carnival, but we did always have Slahow, stick game, the basis for why we can gamble today and have our own casinos. There were tug-of-wars, three-legged races, and there were some other things I won't talk about here that also went on during those days in Squamish, but that was the early days of Squamish. It was always about honoring our veterans, and I'm so proud that our community still continues this tradition in honoring our veterans during Squamish. And we don't limit it to just Lummi veterans. We acknowledge all veterans during Squamish. And that's Lummi's way. We've always been inclusive. Yes, always been inclusive. We didn't have immigration laws that says you can't come here. You got paperwork? You got your paperwork? That's a different story. Haishka etzehuyan na kwako, pohoitsen tiem. Haishka.
I would like to thank Leno for speaking, and I would like to call Oksala Joe to explain what we're doing.
Haishka Konesafla Tiskachil. You know, here at Lummi Nation School, we're always teaching. We're teachers first, before anything. And Shilling and team is doing our best to stand up our students and teach them how to do this work. And today we're going to be honoring our oldest veterans and also our post-33 and all of the other visiting veterans this morning. Our Oksala Sam will be calling the veterans up by name, and then you'll come out here and we have our students who are going to be covering you and honoring you today. Haishka.
Haishka to those that got up and shared a few words, some of the history, some of those memories to pass on to our youth so that they have something to carry forward. That way, when they're older, they can share this time, this moment as the memory of this is how we take care of our veterans. This is how we honor and stand up and recognize those that have sacrificed for us. At this time, I'd like to, if you are present, we want to recognize our 4 eldest veterans: Pat Kinley, Ed Jones, Fred Igawa, and Nick Kinley. Again, if you're present, please step forward, and if you're not, then for those that are witnessing, we will present blankets to those veterans at tomorrow's breakfast at their honorary. Pat Kinley is 86 years old. Ed Jones is 86. Fred Igawa is 87, and Nick Kinley is 88. Again, those that are watching and understanding that a little bit further away. We'll be gifting not just blankets, but we'll be gifting woven cedar baskets and a specialized little cedar coin that was engraved with Haishka, and those will be presented to those veterans that are not present today. At this time, we'd also like to recognize and call forward our veterans that are in Post 33, Henry Dixon, David Jefferson, Sandy Finkbonner, Randy Kinley Jr., Lawrence Solomon, and Perry Adams. If you're present, please step forward. Again, for those that are watching and listening, to give a little bit of explanation, Post 33 is a section in which our veterans, they have a place to go. They have a place to talk amongst each other and reminisce and have a way to take care and help heal each other in their kind of way. And inside of those kind of posts, they all have a role for each other. Henry Dixon is the commander. David Jefferson is the secretary. Sandy Finkbonner is the treasurer. Randy Kinley Jr. is the sergeant of arms. Lawrence Solomon is the chaplain. And Perry Adams is the historian. So as you see, even when they come home, they provide each other those structures that they need to support one another and to help give education out to the rest of us in the community of their sacrifices. My hands go up to Post 33. I know we've called a few other names, but we'll present the blankets and their gifts to those veterans at tomorrow morning's breakfast. At this time, we'd like to call forward any veterans that are present with us today, as we have a gift for you as well. Any veterans that are here present with us today, please step forward.
I like to thank our veterans for what you guys went through. And I like to thank the 7 through 12 and K through 6. This time I like to call the GM down. Miss Curley. Aishka CM.
Good morning. My name is Maureen Curley. I am Navajo from Arizona. And in order for me to properly introduce myself to you, I will do it in my native language. She Maureen Curley, she kia ane shlong the betlishin basishin. Trabahata sa masanago hanango eda shinalu. Oda is tanen Le Tessa ande Shiyacha Honde. Shamado Shizya Sawa Ade Biyacha Honde. Oda is tanen. I am Navajo, and I just introduced myself to you in the Navajo language. I told you who my clans were, and also as to how my parents put me here on this earth. I'm grateful to be here with you today, and it's really a pleasure to know that there are veterans here that we are honoring. I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you, because I come from a long line of veterans as well. My father, my children, my sons, my grandfather, my grandparents, my great-grandparents were also veterans. And from every walk of life as a veteran, I know the sacrifices that you guys have done for this country. I love this country. My parents love this country. My children are a real example of that as well. Thank you, and I really appreciate each and every one of you. And to you students, as you look ahead through the years in your life, remember the service of these men that are standing here before you. That is why we are free. That is why we as Native people continue to live here. And we have a place here. We will always be here. Thank you to your veterans. Thank you so much for all that you have done for us. Thank you for our freedom.
I'd like to thank the GM for speaking. And I'd like to ask 7 through 12, remain in your seats. And I'd like to call K through 6 to come down and shake hands with the veterans. You're gonna start from this side and go this way. Please look for your teachers.
Haishka, so nobody said stand up. We're going to do this in a very systematic, respectful manner. So again, 7-12, stay put. That means sit down. Thank you, Haishka. K6, when I call your grade level, you're going to put your eyes on your teacher. We're going to quietly and safely come shake hands with your veterans, and then you're going to go out that door back to your class. Kindergarten, eyes on your teacher. 7-12, stay put. We have to go quickly, but we have to go quietly. First grade, eyes on your teacher. As you're going through the line, shake their hands and say, Haishka for your service. Haishka Siam. Haishka, first grade, let's go. Eyes on your teacher. Second grade, eyes on your teacher. Quickly but quietly, shake their hands, say Haishka Siam for your service. Let's go, first grade. Let's go, second grade, eyes on your teacher. Third grade, eyes on your teacher. Tell them, Haishka for your service. Haishka for your service. Whoa, hold on, Halo. 4th grade, eyes on your teacher. Let's go, 1st graders. Let's go, let's go. Quickly but carefully, let's go. Oh, I don't think I did. Quickly but quietly. Quickly. Haishka for your service. Let's get our line. Your eyes on your teacher. 4th grader, let's move up. Miss Allie, let's move up. 4th grade, move up. Quickly but quietly. Haishka for your service. Haishka for your service.